Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So mechanism of filtration or urine formation. So is the next topic. So far we discussed about the kidney, we gave introduction, and also we spoke about the architecture of the kidney, where every kidney will have 10,000 nephrons. A particular nephron will have three functions: filtration, reabsorption and filtration, that we discussed. Okay, so how exactly the waste formation will be there in Bowman's capsule and this particular nephron that we have discussed in the previous class. So in today's class we will discuss about mechanism of filtration. That means how exactly the filtration occurs, or how urine formation. Filtration in the sense to filter the waste and the excessive fluid. So waste and excessive fluid will become what? That itself is nothing called as urine. So mechanism of filtration or urine formation. So mechanism of filtration, how it works? The mechanism of filtration in the kidneys is a complex process that involves multiple steps to remove waste and excessive fluids from the bloodstream. From the bloodstream, which is entering into the Bowman capsule. Okay. So what happens there? The filtration is occurring. How it is occurring? It is removing the waste and excessive fluids. So it involves in many complex process which will have many steps. We will discuss one by one. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ತುಂಬ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ವೇಸ್ಟನ್ನು, ಬ್ಲಡ್ಡಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಎಕ್ಸೆಸಿವ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಹಾಕಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಯೂರಿನ್ ಆಗಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡುವ. ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 6 ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ there are 6 steps are there which are involved in the filtration process. So first step, blood enters to the kidney through the renal arteries and flows into tiny filtering units which are called as glomeruli, right? So here this is the glomeruli, okay, or you can refer the previous this thing, glomeruli. It enters into the glomeruli. So here unfiltered blood enters to the kidney, or which is having a 10 lakhs of nephron. In one nephron, if you are talking about, this is the glomerulus. This is where it goes. Okay. So next, that was the first step. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ರೀನಲ್ ಆರ್ಟರೀಸ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ನೆಫ್ರಾನ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ಲೋಮರುಲಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲ ಗ್ಲೋಮರುಲಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಬ್ಲಡ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ you can also see here, we can also talk about, this is glomerular capillaries. Okay, this is nothing but your what you say, that Bowman's capsule. Okay, so we are having so blood enters to the kidney through the renal arteries and flows into the tiny filtering units which are called as glomeruli. So blood ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇವಾಗ glomeruli ಹೋಯಿತು. Next, at the glomerulus, what happens? Pressure in the blood vessels causes portion of the plasma and dissolved substances to filter out and enter the structures called as Bowman's capsule. So here what happens in the glomeruli? What happens? The pressure, whatever present in the blood, or partial pressure, what we spoke about, partial pressure from air to the bloodstream of oxygen, partial pressure of oxygen. Similarly, here the pressure in the blood vessels which causes the plasma, okay, that blood plasma, and dissolved substances inside the blood, that will be filtered out. Okay, that will dissolved substance will be filtered out. There will be waste and as well as molecules also, like glucose, all molecules will be there, because later that will be reabsorbed. Okay, so all these molecules will be filtered there. Okay, plasma and all dissolved substance will be filtered. Okay, and then it will enter to the Bowman's capsule. This is nothing but, this is the Bowman's capsule. Here filtration occurs, this blood is coming, filtration is occurring, and then it enters to this particular thing, where almost all nutrients which are present in the blood is filtered. Okay, whereas proximal tubule will reabsorb them, that we will see. So that was about second step. Okay, second step ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗಿರೋದು ನೆಫ್ರಾನ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ glomerulus ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್, ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಇಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಯಾವುದೇ ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಎನ್ಸೈಮ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಏನೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಆ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಸಾಕತ್ತೆ. ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಸಾಕಿದ್ದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮಲ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅದನ್ನ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ಅಂಶಗಳಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸು ಅದು ಇದು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಾಕಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ರೀಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಕಳಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? So that image you can use for this also. So in Bowman's capsule, The filtrate is then transferred to the renal tubules, which are then main filtering units of kidney, which are the main filtering units of the kidneys. So this is where you can see. So glomerular capsule is there, or you can say the Bowman's capsule. So rest of renal tubule. This rest of renal tubule is the where exactly the tubule the filtration occurs. Okay, water and solids smaller than the proteins are forced through the capillary walls and pores of the glomerular capsules into the renal tubule. So now the renal tubule is the where exactly this A, that means this particular point is taking place at here. So blood came here, enters to the glomerulus, the filtration occurs, the excessive whatever the extra things were there, that was being removed, and then it enters to the rest of the renal tubule. So rest of the renal tubule, tubular reabsorption takes place, tubular secretion takes place, that we will see. So that was that happened so far. So Bowman's capsule, then filtrate is transferred to the renal tubules where this thing will happen. That means if you want to explain in this diagram, so it will go from here, from renal to the, this is whole renal tubule. Okay, this is whole thing renal tubule. So that itself, that you can see here as like a straight line here. Okay, so ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮದು ಬೋಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸುಲ್ ಇಂದ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗಿ ರೀನಲ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯೂಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದ ರೀನಲ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ passes through the series of specialized cells such as proximal tubular cells, distal tubular cells, and which reabsorbs important substances such as glucose, amino acids, electrolytes back into the bloodstream. In the previous class, if you have listened properly, it is explained everything there. The same thing happens here, nothing else. You see here, from the proximal tubule is there, distal tubule is there, and series of tubules are there. So here what happens, absorption of the glucose, that this everything will happen, and finally the whatever the absorbed things are there, no, like glucose, amino acids, or whatever the things, electrolytes, hormones which are required for the blood, since that is reabsorbed from this proximal tubule, that will be entered through the bloodstream here at distal convoluted tubule. Okay, in this diagram, if you want to explain here, this B absorption takes place here, reabsorption. Whatever useful things are there, no, that will be given to the blood. So this is filtered blood is coming here, again it will be given to the blood. Understanding? Okay, so now the last step ಏನಾಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿ ಯಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯುಲರ್ ರಿಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಗ್ಲೂಕೋಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಮೈನೋ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬೇಕಂದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ರಿಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಟಾಪಿಕಲ್ಲಿ, ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಟಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮಲ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿಸ್ಟಲ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಬ್ಲಡ್ಗೆ ಹಾಕತ್ತೆ ವಾಪಸ್ಸು. ಸೊ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ರೀಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಬಿ ರೀಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಉಳಿದಿರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಬ್ಲಡ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸಿಕ್ರೇಷನ್. Okay na? So that is your, at the same time what happens, renal tubules secrete waste products such as urea and creatinine and back into the filtrates. So whatever the waste is there at the same time in this particular, whenever it is giving, so you are having kind of urea, that this and all, that will be given back to the particular your renal tubule, where again the where it will enter into the waste. Okay, so that is at the same time the renal tubules secrete waste products such as urea and creatinine. So back that will be sent back to the filtrate or renal tubule. So finally the filtered fluid known as urine is transported through the renal pelvis to the and ureters to the bladders, where it is eventually eliminated from the body. So that means, so finally whatever is being removed here, so it will go to the waste, will go to the urine. Understanding? So in simple way, the blood is coming from here, which is unfiltered, so it is entering into the glomerulus. So there the filtration occurring, so the waste and as well as excessive fluid is being removed. Now after that the blood is going out. Now it waste enters, whatever the filtrate, that means waste has been filtered, no, that enters here. Not only waste, but some of the useful things also will be there, but here pure filtration happens, only blood is coming here, nothing else. All the nutrients will be filtered here. So in the second step, that is tubular reabsorption, we are having the different tubulars. We have proximal and one more thing is what I am keep forgetting it. Proximal and as well as distal tubular. So proximal and distal tubulars, what it will do, they will reabsorb, so that whatever the useful things are there for our human body, it will give back to the blood. So once it is given, at the same time what happens, there is a urea which is being, after once it is given, urea will be generated, creatinine will be generated in the bloodstream, that will be again sent back to the tubular, that is renal tubular, where again the waste will be there. So now only waste left here, only waste is left and the excessive fluid is left. So here along with the whatever the useful things were there, no, here in the waste, that is removed, reabsorbed and sent back to the blood. So now the blood will go to the cortical radiate veins. That means finally it enters to the particular bloodstream. So whereas this waste along with the excessive fluid will become as will itself will be called as a urine, because urea is there and excessive fluid is there. So that will be, because which is filtered, right? Here the blood, only blood is gone. Here all the nutrients came, nutrients also given to the blood. Now only excessive waste is remaining, fluid is remaining. So waste fluid plus urea will become urine. Okay. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ, ಫುಲ್ ಟಾಪಿಕನ್ನು ಈ ಒಂದು ಪಿಕ್ಚರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆ ಪಿಕ್ಚರು ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಎರಡರಲ್ಲೂ ಸೇಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಇರೋದು. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬೇಕೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನೆಫ್ರಾನ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಗ್ಲೋಮೆರಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಗ್ಲೋಮೆರಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ತೆಗೆದು ಬಿಸಾಕಿ ಬರೀ ಬ್ಲಡ್ಡನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಪ್ಯೂರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಬ್ಲಡ್ಡನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಆಯಿತಾ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೇನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಮೊಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸ್ಯೂಲು, ಇದ್ರ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಈ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ರೀನಲ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್, ಆಯಿತಾ. ಈ ವೇಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಅಂಶಗಳಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ವಾಟರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಮೈನೋ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ರೀಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ರೀಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಡಿಸ್ಟಲ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬುಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಹಿಂದೆ ಕಳೆದ ಟಾಪಿಕಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅವೆರಡು, ಈ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮಲ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯೂಲ್ ರೀಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಏನನ್ನ, ವಾಟರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಮೈನೋ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಂದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ವಾಪಸ್ ಈ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ನಮಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಅದು ತಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ, ರೀಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಅದೇ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯೂರಿಯಾ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಬ್ಲಡ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ ಯೂರಿಯಾನ ಇದು ವಾಪಸ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮಿಂದ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಳಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ, ಯೂರಿನ್ಗೆ, ಇದು ರೀನಲ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯೂಲ್ಗೆ. ಆ ರೀನಲ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಸೊ ರೀನಲ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯೂಲಲ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ರೀನಲ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯೂಲ್ ಏನು ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತು, ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಯೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಯ್ತು, ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಯ್ತು, ಉಳಿದಿರೋದೇನು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಯೂರಿಯಾ. ಸೊ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್, ಎಕ್ಸೆಸಿವ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಮತ್ತು ವೇಸ್ಟ್, ಅದು ಯೂರಿಯಾ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಯೂರಿಯಾ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ಗೆ ಯೂರಿನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಅದು ಫೈನಲ್ ಯೂರಿನ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, understood? So that was about the mechanism of urine formation. Understood? 6 steps are there. First step, kidney, it enters to the renal arteries where tiny glomerule it will go, where the filtration occurs. Then the plasma and dissolved substances will be filtered in the Bowman's capsule. Then the renal tubules, series of renal tubules will be there, that will be transferred, where which will act as functional units or main filtering units, where filtration occurs. So proximal tubule they will reabsorb, and then this distal tubule will give back the particular reabsorbed molecules to the bloodstream, which can be the glucose, amino acid, electrolytes and all. Then at the same time the urea and creatine will be given back from the bloodstream to the renal tubule where the waste is there. So we are having finally the urine will be formed because of the urea and the waste fluid. Okay, that will be given to the bladder. This process of filtration, reabsorption and secretion, all the 3 things are happening here, which helps to maintain proper balance of the fluids and electrolytes in the body. So it will keep on happening. So we can have the kidneys can balance the proper balance of fluid and as well as electrolytes in the body, as well as to remove the waste and excessive substances. So 2 things it is parallel it is doing. It is removing the waste and excessive substances, and it is maintaining the balance of fluids and electrolytes in the body. Okay, so that's it about this thing. So next topic we are having the chronic kidney diseases, that we will discuss in the next class.